we want to learn about who God really is. Now, does anyone know any characteristics of God? What is he like?
I know that God is holy because he is perfect and does nothing wrong.
And I know that God is most loving. He shows it to us by dying on the cross for our salvation.
Yeah, but not only that, God is actually the most holy and the most loving.
Most holy. Is God's holiness this much?
And it's God's love for us this much?
That is a good guess, but your measuring tape will never actually be long enough to measure how great God's holiness is and how deep his love is for us. It just can't be measured.
Wow! He must be super loving and super holy if we can't even measure it.
That is so amazing. No wonder he deserves all our praise and worship. Let's go into a time of praise and worship right now.
The love of Jesus, sweet and marvelous, the love of Jesus, sweet and marvelous, the love of Jesus, sweet and marvelous, oh, wonderful love. Higher than the sky, deeper than the ocean, wider than the universe, oh, wonderful love. The love of Jesus, sweet and marvelous, the love of Jesus, sweet and marvelous, the love of Jesus, sweet and marvelous, oh, wonderful love. Higher than the sky, deeper than the ocean, wider than the universe, oh, wonderful love.
Thanks guys for tuning into this week's Kids Church. I'll see you next week. Bye!
Psalm 107 verse 1. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Let's do it one more time. Psalm 107 verse 1. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever.
Today is a special day. Today, more than 350,000 people will be born and 150,000 will die. Today, we'll hurdle another 2.5 million kilometers around the sun and eat enough rice to build the Great Pyramid of Giza 6 times. Today is special because of what God is doing in it. Ever since God created the very first day, He has been shaping history and unfolding a story so magnificent that all people on earth need to hear it. His plan of seeking and saving the lost through Jesus unfolds through the entire Bible. Each day, the Old Testament pointed to the greatest event of all, the day when God rescued people. Through miracles and stories, Jesus gave glimpses of an upside-down kingdom that is unlike anything that people could imagine. A kingdom of humility, grace, generosity, and surprise. A kingdom where Jesus said, "You must be like a child to enter." If you look carefully at God's salvation history, God often chose young people to do His work. Samuel, as a child, heard God's voice when no one else was listening. Naaman's servant girl remembered that God was still at work despite the circumstances. David, a humble shepherd boy, became a great leader. And a boy whose name we don't even know saw what God could do with his 5 loaves and 2 fish. Becoming a follower of Jesus so often begins as a child or teenager. When the disciples struggled to understand the kingdom, Jesus explained it with a child. Today, 50% of all humans are young. Today is an extraordinary day. But for many, today is also a sad day. Today, more children will go hungry than ever before. More will be abused as slaves, laborers, and soldiers. Today, children are easy targets for advertisers and corporations. Many will struggle to get an education. And today, it's estimated that 1/3 of all children in the world have never heard about Jesus. But today, we are seeing God at work shaping children and shaping the world through them. Today, children are coming to Jesus across the world and learning how to follow him daily. In many places, children are arriving at church of their own accord, being prompted by God. 20 children in one country have Bibles because their 10-year-old friend believed it was the best gift he could give them. A former child soldier leads a new life because he met a pastor with a football. He now leads a church. Today, children are caring for others and their world. Street kids in one city prayed and marched together to advocate for justice. Government and businesses have responded. Over 100,000 children planted trees to care for their environment. Today, children are discovering Jesus as they learn skills for life. Children are being discipled as they are coached in sport, in media, technology, dressmaking, and even robotics. Today, agencies and churches are partnering together and sharing resources more than ever before. Some denominations and agencies have made children a major focus for a year, for a decade, or even forever. More training strategies and resources for discipleship are spreading rapidly across the world. Each of these stories is a glimpse of real children and adults making a difference in shaping their world God's way. Children have always been a part of God's plan, but they haven't always been a big part of ours. Today, there are 2 billion children in the world. Children need to be a part of our plan. Today.
How are you all today? I hope that you guys are super duper excited for today's art and crafts. Now today we'll be making ta-da! Now today's here and Moses has his arm stretched out and staff in his hand and he's splitting the Red Sea with the help of God, of course. Now I hope that you're all ready to make this craft, and if you're ready, then let's get started. For today's art and craft, you'll need half an A4 piece of brown paper, half an A4 piece of blue paper, the printout of Moses, or if you don't have the printout, you can always draw your own Moses, some scissors, a glue stick, some pencils or markers to decorate, and if you do have some, you can always use some stickers like these sea animal stickers to decorate as well. First, we're going to get the blue piece of paper and fold it in half. And then we're going to unfold it, and then we're going to cut along the line so we can cut it in half. Next, we're going to fold both pieces of blue paper into thirds. So we're gonna fold them into 3 sections. You can get the first one, and we fold them once, and then we fold the other side, like folding a fan, like this. Now we do the same with the other side. Done. Next, we're gonna get a brown piece of paper and a glue stick, and we're going to stick one of the blue pieces of paper onto one side, like this. And we're going to get the other blue piece of paper and stick it to the other side like this. So then once it's stuck down, it's just the sides that are going to be stuck down, so the other parts are left hanging. Once the 2 blue pieces of paper have been stuck on like so, now we're going to put this to the side, and we're going to get the Moses printout. If you don't have the Moses printout, you can always draw your own Moses. So now we're going to get our colored pencils or crayons or whatever you have, and now it's time to decorate and color it in. Once we have colored in Moses, we can now put our pencils, crayons, etc. onto the side, and we can now get our scissors and we can cut. But before we cut, we have to make sure that we leave a gap of paper underneath Moses, and this gap piece of paper will help Moses to stand later. So the gap that we need is around about this much. And now we can cut around Moses, or you can cut on the lines, or you can cut around, it's up to you. Now we're going to get the sea and the land, so the other bit that we made earlier on. And now we're going to put some glue underneath on this axis piece of paper, and we're going to stick Moses down near the back, like so. And now the craft should look like this. And now is another fun part. We get to decorate the sea once again. So now you can get your colored pencils or crayons, etc. And if you do have some, you can always use some stickers that you have. And we're going to draw some sea animals in the sea, or underneath the sea, or around here. And now the craft is finished! And here's the completed craft.